I'm Tina.
I'm Ross.
And today we're going to be having baked beans on a jacket potato, or baked potato as we call them here. We actually got this idea from, I believe it was our beans on toast video. A lot of people were mentioning that the Heinz beans are great on a jacket potato. So we thought that might be fun to try. And it was also mentioned to have it with cheese. And we also saw both HP and Worcestershire sauce also mentioned. So we decided to have a little poll on our community page and find out which one should we try it with. I felt like when I was reading over the comments again, Worcestershire sauce was going to come out the winner because it seemed like there were more people suggesting that. So we went ahead and did our poll, and we got 145 votes. So we thank all of our viewers that participated in the poll. And the winner is HP sauce. HP sauce got 57% of the vote. At first, it really was coming out ahead. I think it was like 2/3 to 1/3. For a while, I thought, oh, they'll probably just vote for Worcestershire sauce just to hear us try to pronounce it. But HP sauce is the winner. We do want to try it with Worcestershire sauce at some point too. So I think we're going to go ahead and bake up our potato. And we're also going to include a little bit of shredded mature cheddar on top as well. So we'll be right back. Okay, we're back and we have our jacket potatoes with beans and cheese. So basically how we prepared these, we did do them in the microwave. It is, last I checked, it was 111 degrees, so about 42 degrees Celsius. So it's very, very hot. We did not want to heat up the oven, so I did them in the microwave, and then we finished them off in our smaller toaster oven, which doesn't heat things up. And I think it did help crisp up the skins a little bit, so I'm hoping that will turn out well. And then we prepped the beans on the stove top, or I guess on the hob, as we've heard it referred to. I don't know if that's the hob. Is that actually the burner? What we call the burner? We call the stove. We call it the stove. The whole appliance.
Never have I ever heard the stove ever referred to as the hob before.
I'm thinking the hob might actually even be just what we call the burner, the individual burners. I don't know. You have to let us know in the comments. Yeah. And as was recommended by some of our viewers, we did let it simmer for a bit to try to thicken it up. And so we opened them up, put some butter on top first, added the beans. Oh, and of course, I added the HP sauce right at the end of cooking. I wasn't sure how much to use, so I put some in, and then I added a little bit more. It smells pretty strong, so I didn't want to go overboard too much. Yeah. And then we topped it with extra mature cheddar. So this should be really delicious. And for us, this is our very first time trying HP sauce. So I understand it stands for Houses of Parliament. And so this is brand new for us. We've actually, I think Rossi said you haven't had Worcestershire sauce, but I bet your mom has used it in cooking, because I know this was always a staple in my mom's cabinet.
I can't even pronounce it. But
I think I have it down now, because I used to struggle with it. We always try to put more syllables in it.
Yes. I never poured straight in anything. I never used it as an ingredient when I did cooking for myself. Pretty sure my mother did. Yeah. So it could have been added to something, and I just didn't realize it. But every time I've seen HP sauce in a store, I always think, oh, that's the bread version of A1 steak sauce.
That's what we've heard. It's kind of similar to A1, which I haven't had for years. I think my dad used to eat it on meat or steaks every once in a while. But
yeah, my dad was the only one in the house that ever ate it. But when I took a whiff, it's like, it kind of reminds me of A1, but a little more vinegary.
A little more vinegary. I thought it smelled a little sweeter too. I think it has a little bit more sweetness.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll see how it is. Hopefully we can identify it. I hope I put enough in.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Soon find out.
That's why I brought it out, just in case you wanted to add a little more. From the first bite, it was hard to tell. I don't know if I got enough beans. And really, this is something new for us, too. I don't think I've ever had baked beans on top of a potato.
No?
Well, I've had, like, chili beans. Chili beans with meat. That would be something we'd have here. Top it with a little cheese.
Oh, yeah.
But not something like baked beans. Our baked beans are very sweet here. I don't think it would make a very good combination. But definitely the Heinz beans are less sweet, which I prefer, I think, compared to our baked beans. We never have baked beans.
Yeah. I think I prefer the Heinz also.
How about you? What do you think?
I like it so far.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, not going to complain about cheddar cheese added. I'm just going to put a
little more on,
just so I can get it straight. Just kind of get a dab of it.
See, I feel like maybe there's a little bit more sweetness and tang than what I remember having just the plain beans. It reminds me of those commercials. What was it? The Heinz ketchup. Anticipation. You're slowly waiting for it to come out. I know you're trying to be careful and make sure it doesn't. Boop. Oh, you're getting brave.
Okay.
I was almost thinking of putting just a little bit on, just so I can taste the flavor of it.
Speaking of those commercials, we just talked about the ketchup commercial. The A1 commercial, it was their sales pitch guy, the commercial guy. It was like, when you have a hamburger, is it chopped ham? No, it's chopped steak. So when you're prepping your burgers, put a little A1 sauce in your burger. Do you actually mix this with your minced meat when you're making like hamburgers? I'm kind of curious.
Yeah, because to me, just tasting it more, I try to get a good dollop on there.
You said dollop.
It doesn't quite taste like A1.
Mm-mm.
It's definitely, I'm getting more of the vinegar.
I prefer this to A1 because I always thought A1 was a little too much on the salty side.
It is really salty, yeah.
Couldn't understand how my dad could use that stuff. It was just that same whole thing about, you were telling me how you and your mother and you went to, you're having filet mignon somewhere, and I came in this wonderful wine sauce.
Mm-hmm.
You look over to the table next to you, and some guy ordered ketchup.
They requested ketchup, and my mother and I just sort of looked at each other like, oh, I can't believe it. This glaze that they have on the filet mignon is so wonderful, and they're covering it with ketchup.
This nice wine glaze. I can imagine the chef in the back. They wanted what?
I know.
Perhaps they would like some curly fries with that too.
So this is really good. I thought this would be perfect for a hot day when we don't want to heat things up too much. Yeah. It seems like it would make a nice vegetarian meal with the beans and cheese and potato.
Agreed. Yeah.
I mean, I'm thinking like when we usually have baked or jacket potatoes. Butter usually goes on. I do like to have a cheddar cheese on it. Sometimes I do cheese and broccoli, trying to get a little extra vegetables in there.
Oh, that's sour cream.
Yeah. Now, sometimes if I'm not using cheese, I'll like butter, sour cream, and chives. It's very popular toppings for potatoes here.
Yeah. I know when I was a young single lad, just easy dinner would have been going to the store, get about a 5-pound bag of potatoes, get a couple cans of chili, some cheddar cheese.
Yeah.
And that was it. Very simple.
Chili cheese.
Chili cheese. Pretty hard to mess up.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But this is way better.
Makes for a good hearty meal. I had a little salad beforehand, so in fact that's just perfect if you want a light meal. Salad and potato. Yeah, I'm really enjoying this. I haven't really had a baked potato in a long time.
Yeah, same here. I always associate them with colder weather. Cold rainy day. Certain weather, I don't know if you're the same way. You're just going to feel like certain weather just sounds better for certain things. Like cold rainy weather, Chinese food, baked potato. Well, this works. This is good.
Yeah. I like the fact it didn't heat up the house. In fact, I hear our air running right now. Thank goodness we have air.
Yes. Yeah. This is a good combination. Thank you for prepping this.
You're welcome. Definitely an easy meal to prepare, too.
Yeah.
So I would also maybe eventually like to try Worcestershire sauce on this, as well as a lot of people were mentioning, or on beans on toast, to put this also on, I believe, cheesy toast. Just sprinkle a little bit on top of cheesy toast. So that sounds good too. Yeah, so let us know down in the comments, how do you like to have your jacket potatoes? Or how do you like to use either HP or Worcestershire sauce? That'll be helpful for us to know, especially since now we have this full bottle of HP sauce. And I also was reading too, and I think another viewer mentioned this, that it's made in the Netherlands. Because we have seen some, we looked in Walmart, we saw HP sauce and we grabbed it and looked at it. And it was actually, I believe it was made in the US somewhere.
Okay.
And and in fact, when we had fish and chips somewhere, they had HP sauce that was made in the U.S. And I think the second ingredient was, like sugar, high fructose corn syrup. It's like, yeah, it's made in the U.S.
Yeah.
This one, malt vinegar, does have molasses, but it was definitely, I think it had high fructose corn syrup, which seems we only have it here.
Right.
But I did hear that this is now made in Netherlands, and I don't know if the formula has changed since that has happened. You'll have to let us know about that.
Yes,
But,
please.
yeah, we definitely like more ideas on how we can use this sauce.
Scotch egg.
Did somebody mention dipping a Scotch egg in them?
No, I just thought of it.
Oh, okay.
But
Yeah, I don't know if that's a thing or not. You volunteered to make a Scotch egg. So.
I do. Well, actually, I have two tasks assigned to me. Scotch egg, and the other is the
Toad in the hole.
Toad in the hole. I got the
Both with sausages.
Yorkshire pudding kit in the cabinet. Yeah, both require sausage meat. So that's my homework.
Yep. Maybe in cooler weather.
Yeah.
Because we will have to heat up, especially for Toad in the hole.
Yeah. Very curious to try that.
Yeah.
Every time I see a video and someone's eating it, looks so good.
We've only tried them once in a restaurant, and everybody told us about how the outside with the sausage was not as thick as you would normally get. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Very curious. Okay. So as we're sitting here eating, you ever wonder, like, okay, it obviously takes more time and effort to cut a potato into chips and fries. You have it as a side dish, and you're like takeout food. How come a baked potato is not more of an option? Or, okay, you can get a baked potato. You let us know. What do you want? You want some, like a little condiment package of butter, you want a little cheese to go with that. How come we don't really see more like baked potatoes as a option? The only time I really see baked potato is like if we go to a steakhouse. Like when we went to Black Angus, the baked potato is more of an option.
I mean, I remember back in the days when Carl's Jr. used to have baked potatoes.
I remember that too. I don't know why they discontinued that.
I'm guessing maybe it didn't sell well or something? I don't know.
Okay. Maybe it's a silly question. I'm driving to work, or I'm driving home from work. I want to eat fries. I don't want to pick up a big hot potato with one hand and eat it.
Well, that's the other thing I was thinking. When you're getting food to go, it's usually stuff that's easier to hold in your hand, and baked potato would not be one of those things. But I just remember when the potato bar was really a big deal.
Yes.
It was probably in the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
Carl's Jr. had it. You could get it with the different toppings like chili and broccoli.
Broccoli, sour cream.
Yeah.
Just like, okay, one burger place, one chain had it, get away with it.
Yep.
It'd be nice to have the option, though.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that was Ross's rant.
Okay, so I think we're gonna go ahead and finish this delicious meal here. And if you like food reactions and food tastings, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. And until next time, bye-bye.
Bye.